Today, we're going to visit court cases. Yeah, court case magic. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I really don't talk too much about, but, it's part of my job, description, So let's talk about this, man. When it comes to court cases, for me, like, I usually talk to people and I tell people, listen, it's best to leave the job in the Spirit's hands. And saying, the scripture says it's not a man that walketh to direct his own steps. You know what I'm saying? So basically, with that game, you understand that, we're humans. To try to do certain work on our own, you know what I'm saying? We're subject to flaw. And you don't want to be playing around with courts, because that's dealing with whether or not you're going to be free or whether or not you're going to be incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? If you fuck up and make a mistake, you know what I'm saying? When you're doing your court case individually, that can cost you your time in jail, and depending on the severity of your actions. Now, when we're talking about court cases, it's best to let the spirit that you're dealing with take care of it. Because the spirit, they know what's coming into existence. They can intercept things before they physically happen on our plane. So let me give you guys, little stories to wash y'all down so you understand, saying that I'm really in the field, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just talking to talk these talks. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of people from New York watching my video, and this is to this, I know this is Mumbo, which I'm probably not going to mention her name, but I'll just talk about it because she knows who she is. There's a client that came to me probably like 2 years ago. She is dealing with this one client from New York. The client was sucking her dry, this and that, just draining her, just getting money out of her, sucking money out of her. You know what I'm saying? Seducing and reducing her. You know what I'm saying? Seducing and reducing her. You know what I'm saying? Promises that she couldn't keep. Making all these promises, you know what I'm saying? That she couldn't keep, and just raping the girl out of money. So the girl came to me. This client, this spiritual worker, this mumble, had to probably take thousands of dollars from this lady. Probably like $6,000, $7,000, just raped her out of all that money, you know what I'm saying? So she came to me, I ain't really charging much, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really charging, I ain't really charging much, you know what I'm saying? What? I ain't really charging much, you know what I'm saying? So, she came to me. Now, this case was pending for 5 years. 5 years the case was pending. And it was like, yo, no probation. It's either you win the case or you're fucking going to prison. You know what I'm saying? Yo, dude went down, I think it was either jail or prison, one of those, I don't know. But he is facing attempted murder. You know what I'm saying? Now, this mambo was doing the work, you know what I mean? Nothing. You know what I mean? This shit was going on for like a whole year. This lady was doing nothing. And this shit, now mind you, this case is pending for 5 years. So the chick tells me she's going to court. The dude's going, she says she wants me to do the work. So, boom. She tells me the next court date. Dude's going to court. You know what I'm saying? It was like, what? I think it was that, it was a weekend. The following Monday, dude had to go to court. So basically, I got this lawyer to help me on the job. And the following Monday, out of nowhere. Now, I told you guys, 5 years, there was no probation, nothing like that. It's either he wins the case or basically, you know what I'm saying, he's going to jail or prison, whatever. You know what I mean? So, he goes to court Monday. All of a sudden, they pop up with probation. You know what I'm saying? Probation was like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, for 5 years, while this case was pending, there was no probation. So, he basically took the probation, boom. And that was it. You know what I'm saying? So, to freshen you guys down, but that's to let you know. Don't attribute that to me. Don't attribute it. Listen, I put it before the spirit. The spirit went out and did what it needed to do. Every situation is different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to hit you with another story, man. I heard this girl was facing aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. You know what I'm saying? This is like years ago. Basically, this girl, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, you know what I'm saying? Basically she came to me and I had a spirit, you know what I'm saying? The spirit was working with me and I said, you know what, we're going to do this. You know what I mean? So I went to the spirit. We go to court together. I come with her to the court. the girl who was basically testifying against her, the plaintiff, you know what I'm saying, that was testifying against her, she was standing outside the day of the court date, you know what I'm saying? She was standing outside. You know what I mean? Now, we went to the court. This is not to say there was just that one court date. We was basically going to court, a couple of times. We went to the court like 3 to 4 times whatsoever, you know what I mean? So, anyway, this girl, the plaintiff, was standing outside smoking a cigarette. We're inside court. We ain't say nothing. We're inside court. The judge asks, where is the plaintiff? Whatever, So, we're there. We don't know, you know what I'm saying? So, we're standing there. The judge just basically says, he just writes it off. He throws it out. So we leave the court. The girl, she's smoking a cigarette out there, and she turns around and looks at us like, why are they like dumbfounded? And then she runs back. By the time she ran back inside, it was already too late. The judge threw out the case. You know what I'm saying? So there's another situation. I'll give you another one. I'm going to run this down to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to know how this shit really gets down. Because, you got a lot of these fake, you know what I'm saying, perpetrators out here talking about they really in the field. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to drop some real G shit on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this was a case. I'm not going to mention what the person was going down for. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very, I know a lot of human beings would detest. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I help everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like Kafu does not discriminate, I don't discriminate on your case. As long as you got that Fetty, I'm your lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this dude, you know what I'm saying, he had a court case, basically was pending, and he had some people testifying against him. So one day, I go down to my basement, you know what I mean? I had like this migraine headache because the spirit was working. You know what I'm saying? Working. So I had this migraine headache, man. You know what I'm saying? When you don't feed your spirits or you let certain rot in front of your spirits alter whatsoever, you get like a headache or you get some type of sickness. So I'm like, God damn, a headache like a motherfucker. I'm wondering what the fuck it is. I go downstairs. The spirit who was doing the work for me, it had a dead rat in front of his foot. In front of the altar. I knew already what that meant. The dead rat was, with the headache, was like, come down here and change this. But in the same token, it was saying, look, this is what I did. You mean the dead rat? If you're familiar with street slang, a rat pretty much is a snitch. You know what I'm saying? So you understand the language. I already knew. Basically, that rat that was dead there was pretty much a representation of the people that was going to court. You know what happened? They didn't testify. So with that said, this is the world of working, you know what I'm saying, court cases. You really got to know what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? You can't just pop out of there and think you're just going to do some work. No. See, when you're doing court cases, you're playing with life, death. You know what I'm saying? You're playing with life or death, depending on the state that you're in. You know what I'm saying? Because someone can be going down for the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't know what you're doing, you're playing with that person's life. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know what you're doing, because if you got work going on and you fuck it up, that person can get 25 years of life. You know what I'm saying? Or that person can get the death penalty. So you better know what the fuck you're doing when you're basically trying to do fucking court cases for people. You know what I'm saying? This is not no game. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to get out of here on some whatsoever. So I'm telling you people out there, you better watch out with who you get your work done from, because these motherfuckers will fuck your life up, yo. For real. So with that said, I conclude this goddamn video. That just pissed me off just thinking about it, man. Because there's a lot of people out there that go get work done, and their cases, they end up with worser problems than they did before they went to the spiritual worker for court case work. I'm out of here. I don't got much more to say.